So today we are going to have a short meditation on the grace of God. To start off, I want to share a little story about how human beings show grace compared to how God showed grace. So I remember when I was in high school, I was taking this exam. I don't remember exactly which course it was, but I was taking this exam, and this teacher passed by me and asked me, "Are you sure that's what you want to write down?" And I was like, yes. And then I erased it because I was like, "Why are you asking me?" So which means it's because I'm doing it wrong. So I erased that answer, and then I do it again. And he passed by again. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, why you keep writing this answer? Are you sure you want to leave this in here? Are you sure that's like the right one?" And I was like, "Yeah." But then I started taking my head, and I was like, "If you're trying to tell me which one is right, let me know. If not, then..." that was in my head. And then I erased it again and I put something else down. At the end, after he gave me like my paper back, that's when I realized what I was doing wrong the whole time. He did give me partial credit. He showed me grace because he was like, the subject, you understand everything. During the discussion, you were able to engage, you were able to say something that shows that you understood everything. But somehow when it comes to the exam, you somehow panicked, you somehow freaked out. That's why you were unable to do this. But I still give you partial credit, which he showed me grace. Compared to men's grace and God's grace is really different. So today we are going to dive in deep to the grace of God. So today we are going to dive into the concept of God's grace. We'll explore what it truly means, how it impacts our lives, and how we can extend that same grace to others. So let's begin this journey together. First of all, we want to start by saying there are 4 types of grace. We have saving grace, we have sanctifying grace, we have sustaining grace, and serving grace. We have a couple of passages that we're going to take a look at. For saving grace, we're going to take a look at Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 10. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 10 is where we are going to start off with saving grace. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 10 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." That was Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 10, which was the first type of grace we focused on, which was saving grace. Second, we have sanctifying grace, which is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. Sanctifying grace. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8 to 9 says, oh, hold on. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all time, you may abound in every good work. As it is written, He has distributed freely, He has given to the poor, His righteousness endures forever. We actually needed to reach just 8, but I went to 10. To 9 as well, which was sanctifying grace. The third one we have is sustaining grace. Sustaining grace is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 8, verse 8 to 9. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 8 to 9. It reads, "3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it shall leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." Wow. The fourth one is serving grace, which is found in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. Serving grace, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. I'm almost there. Okay. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28 says, "Therefore, let us be grateful for receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, and thus let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe." Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. Once again, we have 4 types of grace. The first one, saving grace. Second, sanctifying grace. Third, sustaining grace. And the fourth one, serving grace. To continue, what exactly is grace? It's one of those words we hear a lot in church, but do we really understand it? Grace in its simplest form is God's unmerited favor. It is love, his compassion, his forgiveness poured out on us, not because we've earned it, but simply because he loves us. It stands in stark contrast to justice, which is getting what we deserve, and fairness, which is receiving equal treatment. Grace is God going above and beyond what we could ever hope for or imagine. Now, once again, every day in our life, right, when we wake up, we are doing so many things in our life. We are doing things that does not pleases God. God does not walk away from us. Grace. We are doing other things where we ask God for a certain position in our life, right? Or we ask God for a car. We ask God for just, you want to change the house. God said, you know what? I am going to give you so much more. You've asked to work at Store Market. You asked to work at Market Basket. But I'm going to make you, like, you were literally looking for minimum wage every day in your life, right? God's like, nah, I'm gonna give you something that's a little 25, 30 per hour. And you're like, God, I don't think I can do this. Like, I don't think this is for me. God's like, no, I know you can do this. Like, I know what is best for you. I know what you need right now. He always goes above and beyond to give you exactly what is great, exactly what you need. He's not gonna just like, you know what, you ask for this. He's like, you know what? I know this is not enough, but since you asked for it, I'm going to give it to you. No, that's not my God. My God goes above and beyond. So this is grace every day that he shows us. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, puts it so beautifully. For it is by grace you have been saved. Through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 9. Salvation, the very foundation of our faith, is not something we can earn through good deeds or religious rituals. It's a free gift offered to us through the grace of God. Hey, we have done so much in our life. Like, we wake up every day, we are literally acting certain way we should not be acting. God does not look at what we have done to walk away from us. God does not look at how we talk to other people. God does not look like what you have done every day in your life to walk away. Because if he was literally looking at everything you have done in your life, how you have sinned, you have not kept your promises, you have literally walked away from him, hey, you wouldn't be here right now. Like, God shows you grace to allow you to be able to walk, to talk, to move, to do all these things you're literally doing right now in your life. And in Romans 11, verse 6, Paul emphasizes this point even further. And if by grace, then it cannot be based on works. If it were, grace will no longer be grace. Grace and earning are mutually exclusive. You cannot work for grace. It's a gift freely given. You cannot work for it. Yo. Every one of you, like, literally right now, right? You have a job. And if your bosses were literally, or your supervisor was literally sitting there looking how many times you have messed up, if they were focusing on how many times you've like said, hey, I'm going to fix this, but you have not fixed it. You've tried, but you failed. Or you've like tried to make it on your own without even asking for help. If they were focusing on every little thing you have done, you all would have been fired already. None of you guys would have been able to have a job. Now, these people are literally showing you grace every day. Now, God as well, he opens doors for you. He shows you ways. You will just sit there and be like, whoa, I did not think my boss was going to let this slide. Like, I talked to him this way, but somehow he have allowed me to still be here, come to work every day. Grace. Every day we see grace, but we do not understand it. Every day in our life. Let's go into implications of grace. Now, thinking about the implication of this incredible gift, understanding God's grace can be truly life-changing. First, it frees us from the crushing weight of perfectionism. How many of us feel like we're constantly falling short? We strive to be better, to do more, to measure up to some impossible standard. But grace whispers to us, you are loved, not because of what you do, but because of who you are, a child of God. This doesn't mean we should stop trying to improve, but it does mean we can relate ourselves from the pressure of having to earn God's love. Every day in our life, you're literally in a position where people are afraid of you. People just look at you, they see this light upon you that does not look like any light. It's not a regular light where you just turn it on and off. It's not a light that has a switch. When people see you, they see someone coming. They see this person is not somebody I can play with, I can joke with. This person is not somebody I can just do whatever I want to. This person is literally walking with God. This person is not somebody where I can just do whatever and think like it is okay. It is not okay. It is not fine. Now, when God is walking with you, when God is for you, when God's literally there, he's like, what? When God's literally doing all these things in your life, like he's not just doing it because you deserve it. You do not deserve it. God's not literally allowing you to go to work today and this coworker that's literally causing you so much trouble, that's literally making it impossible for you to even stand the job. God is literally there allowing these other people, which is literally your boss, to see that you are a child of God. You are not somebody they can play with. Yes, we are a child of God. We are going to face trouble, trials and tribulations. But God will not literally start walking with you and let you halfway. God's not going to literally take you up on a mountain, walking with you, and then leave you up there so that you just fall off. He's going to literally take your hand, walk with you until he gets to the destination with you that he has promised you. So therefore, every day you're walking in your life, remember that you are a child of God. Just because others don't, they just look at you and be like, something about you is different. Compared to the other student, you are different. Compared to the other coworkers, you are different. I can't say for sure what it is, but something about you is not the same. You are different compared to everybody else. What is it about you? What is it about your God that makes you stand out this much? What is it about your God that allows you to have this strength? What is it about your God that allows you to have this wisdom that you have to be able to pour out on others? Like literally, when you walk every day, you're not like everybody else. So stop acting like everybody else. Stop acting like everybody else because you are a child of God. You are chosen by God. Second, grace empowers transformations. It's not just a free pass to live however we want. On the contrary, it motivates us to live lives that honors God. And Titus chapter 2 verse 11 to 12 tells us, for the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. Grace is a teacher guiding us toward righteousness. It appears to us to turn away from sin, not out of fear or of punishment, but out of gratitude for the incredible gift we've received. Now, when your friend says, let's go out, let's go to a club, you know you're Christian, you cannot do certain things. When your friend says, you know what, how about we get a tattoo? How about we just dress a certain way? How about we just copy somebody else's nationality, the culturize, but you don't even apply, you don't do this because that's not who you are. That's not who you are, and God never called you to do this. When they say, let's do these things, and you don't do it, are you able to say no because your parent literally raised you up this way to say no? Are you saying no because your friend would not accept this? They would judge you, your parent would judge you, your church would judge you? Or are you saying that because you are a child of God, you know that just because this position says, hey, come to me, I will literally increase your money, I will literally increase your pay? Are you saying no to them because you know that God has a plan for you? Are you saying no because in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, it says, for I know the plan that I have for you, a plan to prosper you, not to harm you, a plan to give you a hope and a future? Are you literally saying no because God has kept his promise? He said, hey, I have something so much better, so much greater and perfect for you. Just trust that I have it for you and I will bring it at the right time. Are you saying that because you are waiting on the Lord? Or are you saying that because you want to literally stay faithful and not cheat on God and not going out there and be like, you know what? God, I know you said you will give me something better, but this thing just literally came out of my way. I wasn't looking for it. It just came to me. Is this it? But I think it is it. So therefore, I'm going to just take it, God. And also, I know you said you were sending something good. God's like, That's not what I have for you. So stop saying yes to things just because you think you are helping God. God never asks you for help. He never say, help me to do this for you. He says, let me take charge. When you have given him the key of your life, when you have said, Lord, I cannot do this without you, you have said, God, today I am following you from now and to the end. God, I have allowed you to make decision for me, even though these things are coming my way, but they're not from you. Therefore, give me strength to say no to them. Give me strength to understand why I'm saying no, not because my parents told me to say no, not because my friend or my spouse told me to say no, but because I know who I am. I am a child of God. I am chosen. I am loved. I am who you say I am. Therefore, I am going to follow you and I'm going to trust your plan, Father God. What are you doing? Why are you saying no? And why are you saying yes? And perhaps most powerfully, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17 declares, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. Grace has the power. So from all that, how do we apply this understanding of grace to our daily lives? It starts with extending grace to others. We are often our own hardship critics, dwelling on our mistakes and failures, but God's grace calls us to be kind to ourselves, to forgive ourselves, and to remember we are works in progress. Now, first of all, when you come to Christ, God literally says, come as you are, but don't stay as you are. Now, some of us really think that before we come to Christ, we need to change who we are. We need to change our life. The way we talk, the way we deal with other people, the way we literally interact with others. We think that we need to make all these changes ourselves before we can say, Lord, I am ready to worship you. I'm ready to follow you. That is not what the word says. That is not what God says. God did not say, make yourself perfect before you come to me. In Matthew 11 verse 28, it says, come to me, literally, come to me, bring your burden, bring everything you are carrying, and I will give you rest. All of this sack you're carrying, all of your problem, all of these obstacles you carry on your own, God did not say for you to carry them. You literally carry them and you cannot do them. They are overweighted on your back. God says, come to me, bring it to me, and I will give you rest. That's what he says. Now, when you come to Christ, right? You have certain way of doing things. You have certain way of talking. You have certain way of just like reacting to other people. When you come to Christ, the word is going to teach you how to live, how to worship God, how to do things. Now, you cannot worship God without the word. You cannot want to have a deeper relationship or hear God or understand him every day in your life when you're not even spending time in the word. When you have spending time and to be able to hear when he said, hey, my child, you are doing this, you're not supposed to do this. My child, you are acting certain way, you're not supposed to. My child, I want you to understand this life is not for you. This friendship is not for you. Now, you need to be able to abide in the word so that when God's literally calling you, so that you can hear him calling your name. When God says, God did not say, do the work and then come to me. You come to Christ and then he helps you. Because if God have allowed us to literally do all the changes in our life before we come to him, he said, you know what? Change whatever you think is possible. Like whatever you think it's fair. We were just going to sit there and be like, you know what? I think this attitude fits me. I think the way I talk to people is fine. I'm going to change this. But this one right there, it's okay. We would not be biased. It wouldn't be fair. And we wouldn't be able to do it perfectly on our own. God's like, no. I am going to remove this. You're not going to be happy about it. You're not going to like it, but I know it is right for you, and I know it is great for you, and I know it fits you better. So therefore, this is what's good for you. Listen and be like, God, you've literally done all these things in my life. I don't like this. And God's like, yeah, this is what's good for you. I remember when I was in college, right? When I first got into college, freshman semester, I was literally on my own, no longer living with my dad. So I was there. That first semester in my literally college was not easy. I was literally there on my own. I didn't have friends to talk to. I didn't have anybody to talk to. Yeah, my husband was there, but like he wasn't in campus, so I was like literally there by myself. So as I was there, I found that I was alone, depressed, and I had more time on my own to literally read the word. And then there's certain passages I've never understood them. And I have learned when I was in school, right? John 13 verse 7, it says, you may not understand what I'm doing now, but later you will. Other version may say you may not know or understand it, but later you will. So I saw the passage, I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. I just move on with my life, right? And I kept reading it and I even memorized it. And it never clicked in, like it never really makes sense. That's why sometimes when you are seeing certain, like you don't just read the word to just read it and say, oh my goodness, I've read a whole chapter. You don't just read it to say, yeah, I have read the whole book. You don't just read it to just say, I've read the Bible. You read, even though there's a passage you do not understand, stay there. Like literally meditate on it until it makes sense. Just because it doesn't make sense, you don't understand it now. You should not let it just said, oh, this does not apply to me, so therefore I'm going to move on my life. This doesn't apply to me, therefore I'm just going to go and then move on to the next chapter. No, stay in it. And at the right time in your life, literally during the right situation, the circumstances in your life, trials, this verse, this chapter is literally going to come in handy. And that's when you're going to be like, whoa, now that makes sense. Now that was me, right? John 13 verse 7, I never understood it. I just like had it and I was like, oh, that's a nice verse to memorize. And I did, and I just like moved on with my life, and then they kept doing my things. I was like, oh my goodness, like what did I do to deserve this? Like I'm a nice person, I'm a kind person. Yes, that's who I am. Like, you know, that's why people see. But I was like, God, like, why do I have to go through all that? And I had like was going through all that crying, like days after days. And until one day, I was in youth service at my church, right? Little as we were upstairs, there was a sermon that was like going. I don't remember exactly what they were preaching on. Right there, I realized I had a testimony. I was like, whoa. So, and then I shared it with the guys, like, I literally went through all that. I am now understanding that if I wasn't in that dorm for these many weeks, months alone, I wouldn't have time to read the Bible. If I wasn't alone, I wouldn't have time to find that verse. I wouldn't have time to be closer, to find a deeper relationship with God. If I didn't go through all that. God knows the right path. God knows exactly what you need and how to bring you to him. He knows everything. So therefore, just because you are going through this right now, you do not like it, trust me, you would not get it. You're gonna be mad about it. You will make a whole fuss, be like, God, like, what are you doing? I don't want this. I don't like this. I want everything to stop. And until everything is done, that's when you're gonna be like, whoa, that's why I had to do this. That's why you did this. That's why it says that you are a work in progress. You're not gonna be perfect in one day, in 1 month, in 1 year. We still make mistakes, and it is still okay. So just because you're making mistakes, don't think that it is enough. You're not worthy enough. No. Don't feel pressured by other people that says, you know what, your God should have done something now, or your life should have been different now. Don't feel pressured. All you need to know is have the word. Make time for the Lord. Spend time in the word so that when God says, hey, my child, it is time to move on, you are ready. You say yes and amen. You are saying yes and ready to receive. When God said it is time for us to go, it is time to move away from this town. It is time to be transferred from a different school, to a different school. Don't feel like, oh my goodness, all of my friends are here, I don't want to move. No. God has something better for you. And equally important, we must extend grace to others. Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 urge us to bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Think about the people in your life who have hurt you, annoyed you, or disappointed you. Can you extend them the same grace that God has extended to you? Now, your sister have hurt you. Just be like, whoa. What would God do in that situation? I can't just walk away. I can't just be mad about it. I can't just yell at you. I can't do whatever pleases me. Now, you just did this, but at the same time, I need to have the conversation with you. I need to show you grace. You know why? I'm not going to hurt you because you have hurt me. Because in Romans 12 verse 17 says, do not repay evil for evil, right? I am not going to do this because you have changed your phone number. You have not called me. You have not texted me. You have not checked on me. I am not going to do this because of what you have done to me. But I am going to do this because God has showed me grace. And I have to show you grace too. Now you have shown me grace every day in your life, right? You have your friend. Therefore, I am going to do the right thing. I am a child of God. I am chosen by God. Therefore, I have to act like it. Be it. Don't just preach the word to others and then live a certain way. Why are we sitting here say, you know what? You should love your neighbor. You should literally give them water if they're thirsty. Give them food if they're hungry. But here you are doing all of these things. You're literally preaching it, but you're not living it. How you taking the word? You're saying, hey, this applies to you. This has nothing to do with me. I am perfect. Everything that is good, I am taking this verse, this chapter. It makes sense in my life. But the other one, I am preaching it to you guys. It's only for you. That does not work like that. Even preachers out there, there are certain sermon they're literally preaching. They're sitting there be like, whoa, I don't know if this is for you, but that is for me. God is literally speaking to me right now. So don't be one of these people that's literally preaching the word to other people and they're not applying it into their life. Do not do that. Now, to finish off, how can we show grace daily in our lives? Showing grace daily involves being patient, understanding, and forgiving towards others, even when they make mistakes or fall short of expectation. It also means being kind and compassionate in your interactions and offering support rather than judgment. If you see somebody struggling, don't be like, oh my goodness, I saw so and so doing this. How can you? No. Go pray for them and offer support. Hey sister, I saw how you are going through this hardship. I want you to know I am here for you. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. You can talk to me. You can literally, I am one phone call away. You can literally call me and ask me to pray. Hey Tanya, I want you to pray with me. You can literally do this. Hey my brother, you can literally call me. You want to talk? We can literally go out there, have a coffee. We can talk. We can pray. We can read the words together. If you need some, don't just sit there and be like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe so and so did this. No, that's not what the word says. The word says be patient, be kind, be compassionate. Come here and just show support, give support, but don't judge them. We're not called to judge. We're called to live in love, in harmony with one another. We're called to live like Christ. We are followers of Jesus Christ. Therefore, we cannot just live a life that shows otherwise. We need to live a life that shows, whoa, this lady is a child of God. This young man right there is a child of God. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys into the next video.